Ludo.
All right, here we are. How are you doing, Drew?
Good. Thank you for asking. Zero complaints. How are you doing today, Ludo?
I'm doing pretty well. Where are you joining us from right now?
Currently in the home office somewhere in the desert in Las Vegas, Nevada, United
Oh,
States.
wow. Are you in the
How about
middle of
you?
the desert? Like how cold, how hot is it outside right now for you?
Oh, right now it's probably like in the upper 90s, closer to maybe 100. But
Oh, wow.
yeah. Um,
All right. Well, it's sunny here, probably in the 65. Well, actually, let me check. Yeah, 50. No, no way. Uh, but it's definitely end of summer right here in Seattle. All right,
man.
everyone. Hello, hello. Hey, Ed. What's up? What's up? So
Hey.
today is a special day
Waza.
for myself, Drew, Nucamp. It's when we get to answer all of your questions. So, uh, and you do have the very fancy sweater here. Pretty
I don't know
cool.
about fancy, but yeah, I gotta rock the
It is
merch.
fancy.
I
Yeah,
gotta
it's the
represent. You
white
know what I
version
mean?
of the logo, all white. Oh, hey, there you go,
Oh,
Ed. Ed has
right
a
off the
first
bat.
question for us.
Let's do it.
All right. My question for when you're ready, jobs, do you help us get them? Yes, we do help. There's a bunch of things that we do to help. Well, let's actually, yeah, represent. Let's, oh, I haven't done that in a while. We can actually do some demo here. Let me move, let me move the screens around and we'll just answer that one. What do you think, Drew?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
So entire screen. There we go. Yeah, that's the one. All right. Hopefully you can see it. There we go. I'm bringing it over. Okay. So, uh, question from Ed regarding jobs. So we talk about how actually we help you get jobs. On this page, we have some stats for you, some data points.
Mhm.
Um, so these are all the things that are actually these things here are included in your bootcamp if you register for full stack front end or back end. So no extra charge. And then we'll talk about there's an extra special bootcamp that is different from this that you can pay for. But these are free included in your bootcamp. So the very first thing, once you graduate and you fill an employment survey, the system is going to connect you with a career coach. A career coach is actually it's an instructor who's helping you prepare for your resume, talk about what's your approach to applying for jobs. By the way, it's not just hitting the apply on LinkedIn or Indeed. That mostly
Spray and
doesn't
pray.
work.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
So
Spray and pray.
you can do it, but don't expect much from it. It's all about networking and finding people, joining meetups. But you have a career coach. You can schedule 30-minute sessions with that career coach once you graduate.
Mhm.
We have the career development program. So that's actually a 4-week course. It's actually the job hunting course. Uh, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But you have access to the content of that job hunting course. It's here, job hunting. If you want to know what's here, what's in there, you go to the job hunting and you'll find the details. Uh, Hands-on career preparation. It's another way to say that you have a career coach, pretty much. But that's what the career coach does. Um, Job board. So here, that's actually pretty cool. We have a link here. You see higher grad. Let me
Mhm.
see if I can show you. And so there's a bunch of employers that are posting their job opportunities there. And then what's happening is, let me show you. Let's open everything up. Then we
Excuse me.
post it here. So we have a ton of job postings here from Nucamp, from also past graduates. And I need to be careful because there's some PII data when I do that. So maybe I shouldn't. But pretty much we have a job board and you find positions that are there because there's a company or an HR person out there that says, I want to hire Nucamp grads. It's not just any random job opportunity on LinkedIn. It's someone who went there to that page, typed in the job information, and pretty much told us, "Hey, I want to hire your grads." So it's super qualified in a sense. And typically, our grads are just applying to those big time. What else are we doing? So we're also doing. Oh, we kind of that's a small one, I would say, but we give you a 3 months access to LinkedIn.
Mhm.
So it's LinkedIn Premium, so that your resume or your messages go at the top of the pile, pretty much. Um, that's not. I mean, it's not. It's not like a $500 worth of stuff, but it's still a nice touch. Then we have our alumni, obviously, and you have lifetime access to our content. So for example, we just released the new JavaScript course. You'll have access to that as well. Um, yeah, and the hackathons, there's less in those, unfortunately. But whenever we find a hackathon, we invite you to do it, join it, and usually it's great for building skills and demonstrating what you're capable of.
Mhm.
That's it. That's for you as Edsa. So
Yeah.
there you go. And I see here we have Teresa. Hey, Teresa. Teresa is an ambassador with us from Tacoma. It's
Whoop, whoop.
here.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, I had to give her a shout out.
Man, that was a long answer for the job hunt question.
Yes,
Do you want?
but I
Oh,
mean, you just wanted
yeah,
to be thorough. There's nothing wrong with
yeah,
that, Ludo. And
that's right.
I mean, Ed, just so you know, in addition to what Ludo has already kind of pointed out and showed you, um, so yes, the answer to your question is we indeed do help you uh look for a job, but we cannot guarantee it. So you still
Yeah,
have to apply the skills that you learn from the boot camp and also do, some extra learning outside of the boot camp after you complete it. By that time, you should be good to kind of be able to move forward with more advanced concepts. But obviously that part is up to you. But we do
that's
help.
right. We'll bring you to um, we'll bring you to the lake, and you'll
Yeah.
have to
And then it's up
you
to you
have
to
to
drink.
fish yourself and drink yourself.
Or drink.
Uh,
Yeah. Drink or
yeah,
fish.
whatever. That's funny. I think there's something not working probably in the way this piece of software handles emoji. So I'm
Yeah.
guessing that's an emoji. Glasses, purple, yellow diamond. I can you
Yeah,
figure it
that's
out? I can
wait, I don't
visualize it.
know. Let me look
I
that
can
up. Let me look
totally
that up.
visualize the glasses, purple, yellow diamond.
Okay.
I think,
Glasses.
well, maybe, you know what? Maybe that's kind of what I'm wearing right now.
Exactly. I think that's what
I
that
wish it
is in
was.
reference to. Yep. No, I think it is. That's what it's in reference to.
Is it?
Yellow
Oh,
diamond.
hey, Sonia has a question for us. And again, everyone, we are streaming live right now on
Yeah, it is.
LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube. We are here to just answer your questions, basically, Drew and I. And so anything you want to ask, just write it down on either of those platforms, and we'll answer live. So Sonia is asking, I'm interested in DevOps. Does the backend SQL Python course prepare me enough to apply for the role?
Mhm.
What do you think?
I absolutely believe so. There's Sonia, thank you for your question. First, but there's no bootcamp that's going to teach you like everything in its entirety under the sun. It's going to take up too much time and it'll probably take up too much of your money. Um, but the backend SQL and DevOps with Python course is definitely going to be a great jump off point. And just like I told Ed, you're going to be kind of armed with, the knowledge that you need in order to move forward. And different companies are going to have different responsibilities and different expectations, which is why even after the boot camp you still want to continue your learning. And one thing that's really cool about new camp is, um, even though you graduate, that doesn't mean that you lose access to the curriculum. Now, you obviously have to update the curriculum. Otherwise, you're going to get left behind in the dust, right? And you already know, especially with any type of programming language or just anything in the field of programming, you have to update your curriculum. Um,
Yeah.
you're not gonna lose access to any of that. You get
I,
lifetime access to that.
I would add to that that so especially for DevOps, we're introducing you to CI/CD, so continuous integration, continuous deployment,
Mhm,
which is a big deal. GitHub Actions is one of the things that we're teaching you. We introduce you to three clouds, the three main cloud providers, so AWS, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, and we help you deploy to those three. So we can't go very deep in each one of them, but at
mhm,
least you can apply to any position that has any one of those three, which is pretty much 100% of the DevOps position. Uh, so
mhm,
we touch on a lot of DevOps topics, concepts. You'll have to go deeper in any one that you want to dive into. That's really Drew was very correct on that. So
mhm.
yeah, give it a go. Let's see, what else do we have? Um, and Ed is in Illinois, but originally from Brazil. Well, welcome.
Hey,
Oh, here's another question from Ed. Meeting time on Saturday night, is that flexible? So we have several, right? Drew, you want to talk about, how many? Let me bring it up as well. I can show
yeah,
it to you,
yeah.
to folks
So
on
Ed, we actually, as part of the registration process, you actually get to choose which day you'd like to have your workshop. It's not something that you can interchange like from one week to the next.
yeah.
So whatever is going to work best with your schedule, you'll definitely want to pick that day. And then we also serve the boot camps on three different time zones. Um, in
That's right.
addition to the Saturday workshops, because there's a 5 to 9 p.m.
So these are
But
actually the
we
three time zones that we're talking about, but it's expressed in local time.
yes,
So instead of telling you, hey, you're going to join the US Pacific time zone or US Eastern or GMT plus 10, we're actually telling you exactly the time in your local time zone.
exactly.
Uh,
Yep.
and so, for example, when you register, let's play. Let's assume I'm going to register for full stack October 2nd. What's going to happen is I'm going to select, which Saturday do I want to, or Sunday actually. I can say, okay, I really want
Mhm.
to join the Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. my time, which is UTC -7. Or I want to do 6 a.m. So that's pretty much how you do it.
Easy
And
peasy.
typically, if you choose that one, you're most likely to be grouped with folks who live on the East Coast.
Yeah, yeah,
6 a.m. my
exactly,
time, so there you go.
exactly.
All right. What do you think, Drew? Can a web developer work remotely from anywhere?
Absolutely. Especially if you got the skills to pay the bills and you're in demand. Obviously, you could work wherever because you're going to be in high demand. Everyone's going to want to work with you. Really, what I guess the hard part of that is actually earning those skills. But um, I guess by definition, a web developer can work remotely from anywhere because as long as you have an internet connection, a laptop, and you're able to communicate with servers and all that stuff,
Yeah.
good
Well, so the only reason why you will
to
not be able to work from Mars is because it's probably going to be tough to get an internet connection from there, right? Otherwise, you could. That's the only
yeah,
thing that gets in the way. It's the internet connection from Mars.
yeah. We don't have any
Uh,
satellites there yet. Not
yeah,
yet,
I mean
but
Starlink. I don't think Starlink has made it to Mars yet. Maybe that's the first thing that's going to happen before we colonize Mars. We're going to send Starlink over there so that anyone can have can have Wi-Fi,
for sure, for
even
sure.
before being able to breathe or drink water.
Oh man.
Um, all right. Hey, how localized are the cohorts? Can we connect with other Yeah, so that's a really good question. Let's actually bring back, the registration window that I showed
Yeah,
before. Um, when you register, by default, we're going to put you in your geographical cohort, which it's always going to be 9 to 1 p.m. local time. So
first.
for me,
Mhm.
by default, I'm going to be offered to register for the Saturday mornings workshops from 9 to 1 p.m. Pacific time. And everyone who's is in Bellevue, Washington, like me, or anyone who's actually in San Francisco will actually be uh, grouped there. But you can decide to not be with your local cohort. And by when you switch, for example, if I decide to be, oh, actually, I'm going to join at 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Well, all of a sudden, you're going to be grouped with folks from the East Coast. So
Mhm.
the secret here to stay with your local cohort is to pick the 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. time slot, and then you'll be there. It's kind of bizarre,
Absolutely.
right? Like you would not think it's kind of a counterintuitive in a sense, but uh,
Mhm.
anyway, that's the way it works.
All right, what else we got?
Well, Trill, hey, Trill would just answer that question. Like if you can probably on YouTube or wherever you're on YouTube. Um, Move the cursor on the video to the very beginning, like it was 15 minutes ago. We have spent 5 minutes answering that one question if we're helping getting a job after graduation. So move the slider, play it back, from 15 minutes ago, and you'll have those answers. And then come back here.
Please.
Um, oh, great question here. You want to take that one, Drew?
Absolutely. So Nucamp actually has a program called FSA, which is the Fair Student Agreement. So there's basically two ways that you can pay for your registration, your tuition. Um, the first one being just directly out of pocket. It's the best deal possible because there's no interest. Um, you don't need any credit checks or any of that stuff because you'd be paying out of pocket. It would come with between 2 and 7 installments, based on the bootcamp that you actually enroll or register to. And then we also are partnered up with Climb Credit and also Ascent. Um, and yeah, I highly recommend visiting our website, going
There we go.
financing. Yeah, and then clicking on either because they're kind of going to be blended in. So unless you're going to do the complete path or you're going to do a specific bootcamp, you can apply via Climb or via Ascent and then
Yeah.
just start a dialogue with them so that you can ask more in-depth questions that, I most likely will not be able to answer for you.
Yeah. I mean, let's demo it real quick. So
Yeah, check it out.
let's pick, let's say you're interested in the backend, SQL and DevOps. And I'm picking that one because the early bird for that one ends on Monday, this coming Monday. So
Mhm,
here, that will be the best deal. And so if I click register here, I'm going to be brought back and I'm going to be able to register. Whoops, let's do it again. Otherwise, you can apply via Climb Credit. So it's going to be a pop up and you're going to be able to apply here.
mhm.
And by the way, they don't do hard credit check. They do soft credit
Oh,
check,
that's right.
which
That's
is
right.
better, right? Because anytime you have a hard credit check, it's kind of hitting your credit actually.
Yeah,
So you
your
can do
score.
Client
It affects
Credit
your score.
or Ascent, right? And it's pretty much the same thing. You're going to apply here,
Mhm,
and they're going to evaluate, your profile. They use your credit score, but they also use other information through that
mhm.
soft pool. So yeah.
Exactly. Thank you for your
Oh,
question, by the way.
yeah, we were just talking about that, Drew, the portfolio.
Mhm.
So you want to talk about? I mean, tell the audience your role as part of the graduation ceremony and what you do to prepare for the graduation um, and what you look for in projects. So can you tell folks what you're doing in selecting the projects, the student projects?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm definitely looking for one that you're able to follow very simple directions.
But talk
Um,
about the process. I mean, what is it about the graduation, like the honor project, and what do we ask students to do?
oh, we asked you to build portfolio projects. You're actually prompted throughout the boot camp, whether it's the starting from the second module, as you get more comfortable with the programming language that you're learning. We kind of prompt you and prepare you and give you step by step instructions to kind of follow as you build out your portfolio projects. And you definitely, um, regardless of if you're doing front end, full stack, back end, or even if you're just doing the fundamentals, you always want to build portfolio projects. And portfolio projects is basically you're showcasing to employers that you were able to take some type of information and you were able to apply it and modify it um, to 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 what you were trying to build. Not necessarily follow everything from like step 1 to step 12. That should be already be given. But you want to showcase that you're confident with what you've learned by following those steps from 1 to 12, and now using that you're able to kind of build your own.
Hmm.
um, and this is really what's going to set you apart from other um, people that are trying to apply for the same role that you are. And you know, you definitely want to come out with I guess if you were gonna put it like in the context of a fight, you want to come out swinging. So you definitely want to showcase all the knowledge that you've attained thus far, and that you're able to apply it, and you know that you're still constantly learning. Um,
Cool. Yeah, and there's a lot of examples here, Sonia, that you can pull from, especially from a backend
mhm,
standpoint. You can go to graduate/projects, Paxium here, backlog tracker here, password vault app here, core chore manager. All of those are projects done by our graduates that Drew selected and uploaded actually right here. So definitely something you want to spend time on. Uh, board games galore.
yeah,
That's
that
some
was a pretty
graduates
good one.
have a good amount of fun with those.
They do, yeah.
Um, let's see. This one is
Mhm,
cool. Hotel Trip Advisor, Task
yep,
Tracker, and Investor Tom, Tracker. And I'm only highlighting the back end ones.
mhm.
There's more. Otherwise,
Yeah,
the
they're
bookshop,
gonna.
the bookshop.
Mhm,
The spelling is right. So yeah,
mhm.
that was a great answer. Thanks, Drew. Let me see.
You're
Wow,
welcome.
there's a ton of stuff.
Mhm.
Uh, all right, let me check. All right, there you go. Let's go back. Question from Michael.
Mm.
Can you comment on the current job market for bootcamp grads without prior background in tech? Are you seeing better demand for backend versus front end, startups versus established biz?
Oof.
So
Sounds
that's
like a
that's
Ludo
a
question.
very specific and great one. So I mean, without gonna lie, right?
Yeah, we're not.
And Michael, I'm sure you have a an intuition about the answer. It's going to be harder for someone without prior tech background
Mm,
to answer the job market now versus, let's say, 2 years ago. It's going to be harder because there's more competition. Grad or not grad, I mean, even it's going to be harder for just fresh out of college computer science degrees. What you have for you, though, is you may not have a background in tech, but you have a background in one industry, I'm sure. You have work experience. Key for you is going to be to tie that past experience with what you want to do in tech. So let's bring back, for example, those projects here. Let's say you worked at a bookshop, right? Um, you're going to want to create a portfolio project that ties that past knowledge and experience with what you're going to do in tech. Let's say
mhm,
you're a musician. Well, guess what? You're going to build an app on musics. Let's
mhm,
say you work at a restaurant. Well, your portfolio project is going to be about a restaurant, so on and so on. That's the thing that's going to help you kind of bridge that gap and make you more marketable. Really to bring forward your past experience with the tech market. Now, in terms of demand, I'll say there's a little bit more demand right now on back end because there's been an over emphasis on front end and full stack. and not as much on backend and cloud capabilities. So if you're wondering, in general, which one will have more chances, I'll say backend. It's also depending on where you live, and that answer cannot be complete without telling you to look around, your city, uh, draw a 50-mile radius, and look for the companies, which actually is kind of the next question you have. Start local. Start in your backyard. Again, draw a circle 50 miles around you. Look for the companies, and they don't have to be either even startups or established biz. Look for companies that need, quote unquote, to digitalize themselves or need development support or IT support or IT help. Every company needs that. And so it can be a mom and pop shop that just has a very bad website and needs help to redo it.
Mhm.
It can be, I don't know, an accountant firm that needs help with the data and integrating with their customers. Uh, any type of tech position that involves coding is up for grab. And so don't just limit yourself to the flashy Microsoft, for example, or the startup that just raised $10 million, right? And certainly start local, because Drew and I discussed earlier, key to success here is going to be networking. It's going to be
Mhm.
attending meetup events, going to open houses, um, knocking on doors. Like, show yourself, bring your resume, your resume in hand, and hand it over to the receptionist, saying, "Hey, I want to work here because I love what you're doing." Uh,
Exactly.
that may actually give you way more opportunities than just applying on LinkedIn and Indeed and doing that, 400 times a week.
Mhm.
Um, so that's what else should we tell Michael, Drew?
Well, I mean, just to kind of piggyback off of the networking point that Ludo made is, regardless of all of this, um, even though companies are hiring, sometimes like it's always, well, not sometimes, it's always, but sometimes it's like just through word of mouth. They're just looking for people that have connections to that know other people that are actually proficient or confident in whatever role that they have available. Um, and even if I'm obviously, you could take it with a grain of salt, but I live in Las Vegas, so if there's a very competent programmer who has the, like a really polished up portfolio, but part of the hiring team, you're friends with that person, most likely they could get you in front of, they can get you that interview a lot more quicker than, obviously, having a portfolio and doing all that. But
Yeah,
don't only rely on that. I just wanted to piggyback off of the networking because it really is a mixture of, you know who so.
that's right. Hey, we
Mhm.
have actually someone who just clicked on the link to join us, Drew. It's and I hope I'm going to pronounce your name correctly, Mireg.
Ooh,
Mireg, if you want, I will
Everett.
bring you onto the floor on this stream and have you ask your question live with us. So stay here. We're going to bring you on.
Shoot,
Uh,
sounds
I
good.
hope that's all right. Let's do this. Hey, Mireg, can you hear us? Is your mic working? Oh no, I think we lost. Yeah, you're here.
He's in deep thought right now.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe you're not ready. All right. Well, I'll just ask your question for you.
Okay.
And the question is, I'm a high school graduate. I need to be full stack developer, but I cannot get the proper curriculum, the free resources, um, and you want to have support pretty much. So,
Mhm.
Mirek, I'm going to remove you from the stream, but we're going to answer your question right now.
Yep.
So, I mean, that question is very much why we created Nucamp. You absolutely want to start with free resources, but very quickly you're going to
Mhm.
realize you need support. It's really hard to do it on your own. And so what we offer is a structure and instructors that are from the industry and are actually helping you because they enjoy it and they do that part time with us. Um, And so that's the answer for us. That's if you are starting online for free, you're enjoying it, but you feel like, hey, I can't do this on my own. That's pretty much join us at that moment in time, and you can just try it out. Like you can start with, you can register for full stack, for example, and if after 1 week or two you're like, I'm not sure it's for me, you can drop out. The refund will be probably like 90%, so you won't have to pay much. But yeah, I mean, go for it. Just try it out. If you want to register for backend, the early bird ends on Monday, so you'll want to do that before Monday. I hope that was helpful, Mireg.
Thank you for the question.
Hey, question from Andrew. Is it like an income share talking about the financing?
No,
It's
no,
not.
it's not.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
for it, Andrew.
No, so an ISA basically entails that you're going to sign a contract that says you're going to owe us this much money, you're going to take the program for free, and then once you find this job, which there's also other fine print that you're not going to take the time to read because it's just too much, you know what I mean? But there's also going to be some other extra things in there that are going to be like, okay, but on top of that, you're going to get the course for free. You're also going to have to look for a job every week after you graduate, and you're going to have to report that to us so that we make sure that you're still trying to reach out. And guess what, even if the job that you eventually end up finding that is willing to hire you is not a salary that you're comfortable with, then guess what, you have to take that offer and then you have to pay that ISA back, that income share agreement. The financing basically works like a student loan. So there's obviously interest involved, but you get to see what you're actually paying, upfront.
And what's really great is when you look at our tuition, the tuition is so low that the financing cost, like the interest that you pay,
Mhm.
they're like $500,
Yeah.
right? So that's the extra you're going to pay to finance your tuition. Um, so yeah, it's not ISA. We don't really like ISA
Mm-mm.
around here. We have Candice in the house. Candice,
Candace!
Candice is an ambassador with us, also past student, um, and really happy to see you here.
Yes. Thank you, Candace.
Dave wants to be an instructor. So this piece of software doesn't allow you to show the full text from a post, this time in LinkedIn. So,
Mm,
but I have it. I have it here. So, um, Dave, sorry if you haven't heard back yet from us. We
mm,
have a full roster of instructors right now. We're actually not looking to hire, um, except the later stages of our bootcamp. So if you're an expert in the cloud, then we'll be interested. If you're an expert in Node.js, MongoDB, we'll probably be interested. But yeah, sorry if we haven't responded back. Your best shot is to email instructoradmin@nucamp.co. All
good luck.
right. What else do we have? You want to take that one?
Portfolio. Can we pay you just for the job hunting, not the actual course? If you already have a portfolio. Um, hmm. I'm not sure I actually catch
Well,
the.
the thing, an easy answer is yes. You can just pay for job hunting. Can you
Yes.
just pay for job? Yeah, you like. Let me show you. This is the job hunting course. Um, Click register. The next one is October 9th. Select your workshop, and you're in. What we're offering during that course, let me actually show you the full details
Oh,
here.
that's what he meant. Sorry, Ludo. I
I
just got
think
it.
so. I mean, I wasn't
I just got it.
100% sure,
I just
but
got it.
it feels like an appropriate
Yeah,
answer, I
yeah, yeah. No,
guess.
it is. I think you're showing him what he's asking. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what we're covering here, right? Um,
Mhm.
First impressions, the hunt, the process, technical know-how. Um, there's a detail here: elevator pitch, portfolio review,
Mhm.
interview question practice, whiteboard presentation, and things like that, right? So that's what you get, and it's 400 and something for a 4-week experience.
Mhm.
All right, hey, question for you, Drew.
Um, it. Thank you for all the questions, Andrew. I'm also Andrew. So I'm glad that we can kind of Drew and Andrew as opposed to Andrew and Andrew, but I do not have an engineering background. I am a alumni, so I graduated from the fundamentals and the full stack. Um, but I was able to land this role because, um, and don't think for a second that I don't want to be an engineer or I'm not aspiring to still be a web developer. But I think I can do a lot more damage, or I guess that's a bad word to use. But I could make a more of an impact helping others, especially with the team that I have. And I'm not talking about just the staff at Nucamp. I'm talking about even the other students at Nucamp, the other alumni. Like, it's a really great environment for me. So, even though I'm still kind of working on my software engineering skills, and I still do aspire to become a web developer, that's kind of just taken just a, like a short ride in the back seat, only because I feel a lot more uh like helping others, like it's a lot more fulfilling to me than those commas and those zeros on the paycheck. So
You don't speak binary?
yeah. But yeah,
All
thank you,
right.
thank you for asking, Andrew.
Michael has a ton of questions. And the next one is, you guys use Replit.
Oh,
So we don't. We kind of use something else, CodePen. But here's the thing. In our bootcamp, you're going to have to install the real stuff on your machine. Like, you're going to
mhm,
run the front end and the back end and the database on your machine.
mhm,
So you're going to install Visual Studio, you're going to install Node, you're going to still install NPM, Python, you're going to install MongoDB, you're going to run it locally. So Replit is great. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Replit, the way you can, pretty much have everything like that online. You don't have
mhm.
to install anything. Uh, and so, sorry, we have another question from Mireg. And so, yeah, I mean, we have some sort of, it's mostly CodePen.
Mhm,
We do leverage cloud platforms as well. Google has one that we embed, but not. I don't think we have Replit per se.
mhm.
Again, because you install everything locally first.
Yeah, but you're more than
Uh,
welcome to use it, though. I mean,
yeah,
those are free resources and tools that you could use, and like Nucamp isn't going to tell you like, oh, you can't use this. You know what I mean? Like, so even though we don't use it, as part of the curriculum, that doesn't mean you're not free to use it. So,
Oh, there's a great question here from Sonia. So she's going to start the backend bootcamp this month.
hey,
And she's asking, do you recommend December? Okay, I got it, Mireg.
okay,
Do
so
you recommend in December that I start networking and applying for roles?
I say start networking now, even before you join the boot camp. Try to connect with others that are actually interested in the same roles that you are. Especially if like the goals that they've achieved or are also trying to achieve are the same as yours. I say start now. Don't wait until December. I say go to LinkedIn. Um, even Candice actually has a great tip. Writing on LinkedIn. Um, for her and getting paid experience through freelancing worked for her. Um,
Yeah,
but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to write on LinkedIn to get paid experience. You could write on LinkedIn to reach out to others that are, again, that are trying to either achieve the same goal as you or have already achieved the same goal as
that's
you,
right.
just
And can
moving
be your
forward.
mentor. Share your
Exactly.
journey, start your networking. Um, think about how you're presenting yourself now versus in 3 months. Like, now
Mhm,
you're not looking for a job just yet because you don't have the skills just yet. And that will be wasted time for the people you talk to and your time. Right now, you're saying, hey, I'm really excited about getting into this field. Do you have any advice for me?
mhm,
I'm starting a bootcamp very soon. What would you recommend I go deep into? I mean, really present yourself as someone who's about to learn. And then in 3 months, present yourself as, hey, I have the skills now. Look at my portfolio project.
yeah,
I can do this. I know how to do this. You have a job for me. So the way you're going to talk about yourself, the way you're going to engage and network with others is going to evolve as you're building the skills and as you're asking more and more of someone's help to get a job, pretty much.
Absolutely. Well said, Ludo.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. And thank you
Oh,
for the
there you go.
question
Another question
too,
from
Sony.
Sonia. Do you want to get that one?
How available are instructors during the week if students have questions or need guidance around assignments? Okay, so the instructors will be available throughout the week leading up to your workshop, which is either Saturday and Sunday. Um, there is a requirement of at least is it 1 to 2 hours, Ludo,
For whom? For the instructor or
for
the
the
student?
instructor? For the instructor.
It's a total of 10 hours a week.
Okay, see, so then you get that time, but um, in addition to your own private cohort, which is going to consist of you, your instructor, and your 14 other classmates, you'll also have access to the more general subject specific channels. So these are other students and instructors across all the other different time zones that we serve the boot camps on that you'll be able to reach out to should you need any assistance or you you get stuck with a an exercise or with your assignment. So
Yeah, that's right. Think about your first group of help is your
mhm,
classroom. You, your instructors, 14 other classmates.
mhm,
At any point in time, we have 10 of those for the same class. And so the next, support you're going to get is all those other classes with other instructors and students, but are still doing exactly what you're doing. So when you have a
exactly.
question, everybody knows what you're talking about because they are really deep in it.
Yep.
And then there's a third large group, which is everyone at Nucamp. I was going to say everyone at Microsoft. I don't know where that came from. I don't know
You
where
said
that came
Microsoft
from.
earlier, that's why. So I think it's still stuck
Oh, is
back
that
there
it? Yeah,
somewhere. Yeah,
probably.
that's
And I
probably what it
actually
is.
I met 2 days ago uh, colleagues from Microsoft that from way
Oh,
back. I mean,
hey.
7 years ago. Anyways, so the third level of support at New Camp is everybody who's a student, a graduate, and an instructor. So, and then we have an AI as well. We have the debugginator, and so yeah,
Oh,
there's
I forgot.
plenty,
I forgot to
plenty,
mention.
plenty of help
Yes.
um, for you anytime, 24/7. Actually, I will say.
Mhm.
All right, so hey, ask your questions. You can also join us, like just like some
Please.
guests trying to do earlier. Mirig, Mirag was trying to do that. So
Mhm.
if you follow that link, url.nucam.co/dial-in, chances are you're gonna land exactly where Drew and I are, right here, live
You'll probably
streaming.
be in the bottom though, or in between
Yeah, there
us.
you go.
So it'll be like a
Mirag
new
is here.
camp sandwich. I don't know.
Mirag, would it work if I bring you over? Oh, he's gone now.
Oh, is
Dang.
it? Oh, man.
Um, What else did we want to talk about, Drew? While we wait
Um.
for folks to ask their questions,
Well, I mean,
we still have
there's a
15
couple.
minutes.
Yeah. Already?
15, 1 5.
Whoa. Okay. If you guys have questions, please ask. Hop on. Do what you need to do. Please ask while Ludo's here. Please. I
Hey,
encourage.
Mira, do you wanna join the stream? Are you ready? Hey, how are
Hey.
you? Can you hear us? Oh, but we cannot hear you.
Oh man.
Nope,
Yeah. No, it's not coming through.
doesn't work. Sorry.
Oh, I
We
heard a
kind of
click.
heard the crack. We heard a
There.
crack.
Say something.
Is it working? No. All right, we'll try another time. Sorry,
Man.
sorry,
Sorry,
Mirag.
Mareg.
We're gonna take
Man.
that question from Show from Vancouver.
Ooh. Hey.
Front-end developer, and I have a keen interest in enrolling in the back-end course, okay? Also balancing their studies while working. Absolutely. So New Camp is part-time by design,
Hmm.
meaning students are learning during the week, evenings, for example, or if they work shifts, they're going to learn, when it works the best for them. But I think it's 60% or 70% of our students are actually employed when they learn. Um, so that's very much the situation here. And then on the weekends, And sometimes, I mean, depending on your time zone, it can be a Friday afternoon. You're going to attend a live session, 4 hour live session. But yeah, you'll enjoy the fact that we've really designed the experience for part-time, busy adult professionals that have to balance, to your point, studies and working.
Mhm.
Okay, we have another question from Sean. How long for the full program?
About
So
11 months.
that's right, the full program. So there's a few answers to that question, but the full program, the complete software engineering. Let me bring the screen again.
Mhm.
So when you look at our programs right here, we have individual boot camps, web dev, backend, front end, full stack, job hunting, and then we have what we call the complete software engineering bootcamp path.
Mhm.
That's the full program, and it's pretty much everything to bundled together. 5,600 for 11 months, for equivalent of 1,400 hours of learning. So yeah, that's how long it is.
Yep.
And Candice is sharing her experience with us. Thank you for sharing, Candice.
Man, so inspiring this. Thank you, Candice. Thank you.
Yeah, start a brand new job as a web administrator the same month I started my bootcamp with Nucamp. So there we go.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, so ask your questions. We're here for that. Oh, well,
Mm.
we're also here because something's happening on Monday. Something is happening on Monday.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's
And
right.
what's happening is, so let me
Early
let's actually
bird.
let's do the spiel, right? Let's do it. So
Early bird.
early bird, that's right. So one of our bootcamp, the backend, SQL, and DevOps. Yes, hold on, Dave. That's exactly the email: instructoradmin@nucamp.co. That's it.
Mhm.
So the backend, SQL, and DevOps. Here's the deal. The next one starts September 25th,
Mhm.
and if you want to register to it, what you're going to notice is the price is $2,538, $2,000, $538, except until the 11th, which is exactly Monday, where it's available at 2,124.
Yep.
We call it the early bird discount. It's 15 days, 2 weeks before the bootcamp starts. And what it does, it really allows us to understand, okay, how many students are we going to have in this cohort? How many instructors do we need, etc. So we kind of give you an incentive to register slightly early, 2 weeks before it starts, so that we can plan for it. So don't
Mhm.
miss it, because on the 11th at midnight Central Time, I think,
Mhm.
uh, the price flips to 2,538. And then if you want to get the
Ouch.
2,000, the other price, you're going to have to wait until October 30th. So that's pretty much what it means, the early bird. Until Monday, you have I think it's kind of a 15% discount
Mhm.
baked in.
Yeah, you basically save $414
Yeah.
just by registering early for the same exact class. It's kind of ridiculous to not want to save money, especially
That's right. You
during
you
these
never
times.
want to, pretty much you never want to pay full price,
Yeah,
right? Uh,
if you can help it, for sure. Yeah, I mean,
that's
free
right.
is always better, but yeah, obviously, you could pay a lower price, for sure. Go for
Do
it.
you hold any events for students to hear from your graduates and future employers? So, first half of that question, hear from graduates. On this show, and I want to show it, on this show, I've actually interviewed a ton of graduates, and you
Yep.
can see the recordings. Let me pull the question still. Recordings are going to be, hold on. Plum, plum,
Yeah.
plum.
So Ludo has
Oh,
already
graduate stories. There we go.
yeah.
And so, not all of them actually are interviews as well. Let's see. Let me see. Well, I remember Jerome. I think, did I interview Jerome? Man, maybe not. No. So if he doesn't have a thumbnail, oh,
Mhm.
Adam. No. Boy. So, anyways, I need to find though. I need to find someone that I interviewed. Where is that going to be?
The campfires. Just check the
You think?
campfires. Yeah. Just start from
Oh,
number
what?
1. He
Oh, yeah, yeah,
actually
yeah.
yeah, uh, a
Oh,
graduate
on YouTube. Yeah, it's straight on
instructors.
YouTube.
Yep. He's
There you go.
also yeah, people
There we
that
go.
are
So let's
actually in
go
the
to
industry.
Nucamp here. Videos.
Oh no, live, live. Go
Playlist.
to live. Go to live.
There we go. Campfire.
There you go. Bam. Wow, you already did 64, Ludo? That's a lot.
Yeah, I know it's crazy. Hold on, I didn't do it right. Oh, how do I do it? View full plays. There we go.
There you go.
Okay. So, so there's a bunch.
Oh, it's by date.
So
It
this
does it by
one,
the latest.
Campfire 52 is one. Campfire 51 is one.
Mm-hmm.
Campfire 50 is one interview.
Yep.
Not 48. Oh, that's you and I here. 46
Mhm.
is one. 40 is one. 41 is one. So there's a bunch of interviews here. 33 is, yeah, I've done so many, man.
There's a whole bunch.
Always
Can't believe you
fun,
did
though. Always fun.
64. Man,
So
that's a
yeah,
lot, dude.
so you can see a ton of interviews. Now that was first half of the question. The other half is future employers. Yes, so we've brought in JP Morgan,
Mhm.
for example. We've brought in let me see, JP Morgan. I don't know if he's gonna Nucamp. He's gonna find it. There you go. So Campfire 29th is
Bam.
with JP Morgan. I feel so young, so much younger here. It's crazy. Like
Look
I
at you.
didn't have the beard. I didn't have the beard. I didn't have
You got,
the
you got
glasses.
your button up like,
Oh my god! Yeah, look at that. Um,
holy
anyways,
cow.
so yeah, what we do as well is when we do the graduation, we introduce all the graduates to all the employers' opportunities. So we have a roster of about 7 or 8, I would say, employers in our network,
Mhm.
and they have, we have special landing pages for graduates to apply and things like that. Hey, we have Michelle in here.
Hi, Slim. I mean, Michelle. Sorry. Not everyone knows about Slim. Hi, Michelle.
All right. So, okay, Mirig has a question he's been trying to ask. So, needs a scholarship. We'll find one for you. We have a bunch of scholarship. We don't have a scholarship for out of the US, lives in Africa, Ethiopia.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's going to be enough, to be honest with you, Mireg, but we'll try to do what we can. Send an email to info@nucamp.co. Mention that conversation on the show, and we'll try to find you a scholarship. Again, not sure if it's going to be totally enough, but we'll do our best.
Hmm.
All right. What else?
Boy, I think he
Candice has a
ran.
question here.
Oh, does she?
Design data AI. Yes, we're looking into that.
Candace.
Cybersecurity is pretty exciting and hot right now, so we're thinking about cybersecurity. Not this year though, probably next year. So that's one, and then we'll see. We'll see what else we want to do. Okay, well, I don't know. Do you still have? Oh, there we go.
Hmm. Yeah, actually,
I
Norma, thank you for your question. If you go to any bootcamp on our website,
Yeah.
including um, the the complete software engineering bootcamp path, if you actually register for one of the bootcamps, you're not automatically going to be charged. You can actually scroll down to the bottom a little bit, and you'll be able to see the start.
There you
Yeah,
go.
exactly what Ludo's about to show you. So he'll go ahead and
So put your first name, last name, email, phone number, and then you'll have access to the syllabus.
Mhm,
You can download it from here. I agree.
absolutely.
Download syllabus.
Yep.
Should be easy enough. All right. Well, that's probably a wrap, Drew. Actually,
Is it? Oh,
Candice. Yes, please do, Candice. We'd love to see you. Absolutely.
please, please.
Well, hey, actually, why not now? Candice, why not
Yeah,
now?
Candace, hop on.
Come
Let's
on,
do
Candice.
this. Come on. Represent, represent. She's probably on a break, or she's probably working
Yeah, I
right
will say
now.
she's probably driving in her car. She can't really do it right now.
Yeah, no. Oh,
I'm at
see,
work.
she's at
Okay,
work.
okay. All
Okay,
right, all right,
yeah,
all right, all right.
yeah. You don't want her joining if she's driving either. I mean,
Yeah, I
that's
know.
still bad too.
All right, hey Drew, always a pleasure to have this campfire with you. If
Yes.
you have any more
Thank you.
questions, you know what? Ask Stephanie. She'll answer you happily. She's actually our AI chatbot, but she's super smart. She knows everything about Nucamp. She's gonna give you our full attention. So don't hesitate. Don't hesitate to ask Stephanie here. Um, or send an email info@nucamp.co. Chances are you may actually be talking to Drew on the other end or Zandra. So yeah, go for that. Thank you, Drew. I wish you a great weekend, everyone. Great weekend. Don't forget, early bird for the Python bootcamp ends on Monday. If you want to register to it, register by Monday. Avoid spending, the full price at all cost. I will say so. Register during the early bird.
Mhm. Yes.
And there's another question, Norma. So if you well, first you can download all the syllabus the way I've just showed you.
Mhm.
But once you download one, you should be receiving emails from us, and I think in one of those emails, you're gonna get the full list of syllabus.
Absolutely. Yep.
So yeah, if you're impatient, if you want to get them now, just fill those forms, on every bootcamp, and you'll get it. Otherwise, wait a little, and we'll send that over on email. Or you know what? Email us. Uh, or better yet, oh, let me show you how you do it. I just talked about Stephanie, right?
Oh
So,
yeah, that's right.
hey, Stephanie, check this out. This is pretty cool. Um, hey, Stephanie, can you share the links to all of Nucamp syllabi? So
Syllabi.
syllabi,
Yeah, no, syllabi, yeah, because it's plural.
syllabi.
Syllabi.
Check this out.
Well, I mean, give it like 5 seconds. One,
Yeah,
two, three, four. Okay, maybe 10 seconds.
she's still thinking.
Damn.
Still thinking. There you
There you
go.
go. Boom, boom, boom.
And
Yeah.
so just do that, and Norma, you'll have all the links. All those are links that you can click on.
Yep.
This is pretty cool when you think of it. So Stephanie's is AI.
Yes.
That keeps blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right, Drew. Have a great weekend.
You too. You have
Goodbye,
a great
everyone.
weekend.
Take care.
Bye.
See ya.
Thanks for your questions. Take care.